From 32 teams down to 14, we have ourselves the 2021-22 NFL playoffs. We have the champions. First off, the number one seeds. From the AFC, we have the Tennessee Titans, winners of the AFC South. From the NFC, we have the Green Bay Packers, winners of the NFC North. Now, we also have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's get right to that part. We have for the second seeds in the AFC. Well, let's talk about the top seeds in the AFC playing this weekend, upcoming weekend. We have the number 2 seed Kansas City Chiefs, winners of the AFC West. We have the Cincinnati Bengals, who the third seed winning the AFC North. And we also have the Buffalo Bills winning the AFC East as the 4th seed. We also have the Patriots at the 5th seed. Wild cards, of course. The Las Vegas Raiders on the 6th seed. And the Pittsburgh Steelers at the 7th seed. For the NFC, I've already explained Packers. So, the number 2 seed is the reigning Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The 3rd seed is the Dallas Cowboys, winners of the NFC East. And from the 4th seed, it's the NFC West champion Los Angeles Rams. The 5th seed goes to the Arizona Cardinals. 6th seed, the San Francisco 49ers. And the 7th seed, Philadelphia Eagles. So let's break down the schedule one by one. We first start off with Cincinnati, where the Las Vegas Raiders, for the first time since moving from Oakland to Las Vegas, are in the playoffs, which is what, 2 years? Anyway, let's face it, it's been a long road for them. And they could, let's face it, last week when they could have easily just said, we'll take the tie. We'll invite Los Angeles Chargers in. It'll be all right. But no, they decided, we're gonna kick you out. You don't belong here. We're gonna kick you out. Game-winning field goal at the end of overtime. Simple as that, right? Now they go to Cincinnati, where they have to take on Joe Burrow and Jamal Chase, and those two are a dynamic duo. I still cringe at thoughts of going back to Week 5 when the Bengals hosted the Packers, but that's beside the point. But what goes on is that, this is going to be one interesting battle. Las Vegas, they have Derek Carr, but on defense, the big one on defense has got to be Max Crosby. If there's anyone who can get through that Cincinnati line, it has to be him. But I don't see too much going on about that. It's going to be a close one. It's going to be a shootout. I'm going to say it. So I'm going to go 31-28 Las Vegas, taking it over Cincinnati. Now, the next one is between the Patriots and the Bills. This is an AFC East battle that takes place on CBS. So, to clarify, the first one being Raiders and Bengals, it's going to be on NBC. That's the first game. And this is the first time the Patriots are in the playoffs ever since they had Tom Brady. Now, I'm not trying to degrade anyone on the Patriots team. They've been doing pretty well, especially with their second year quarterback being Mac Jones. And they also have quite a bit of a lineup that they go on, so it's not all that it's not there. I'm trying to be cute with that. But what I also see is that it's going to be this might be the revenge game that the Patriots need. It's going to be taking place at Ralph Wilson Stadium, but at the same time, it's not going to be as close. Josh Allen, I'm not saying that he's a bad quarterback. at all. No. But I don't see this going as close as I would about the Las Vegas Cincinnati game. I don't think so at all. I think this is going to be a bloodbath. I think this is going to be a 24-14 takedown on the Bills for the Patriots to say, we are the ones. We are the seed that we should have. We are the champions. Not them. We are the champions. But we'll see how that one goes. The third game is between the Eagles and the Buccaneers. So this is the 7 and 2 seed. And all I have to say is Jalen Hurts versus Tom Brady. And earlier today, Bruce Arians is saying that if Brady doesn't win the MVP, I mean, it's a I'm not going to say it because it's silly. I mean, I will say that Tom Brady has put up some pretty good numbers, but I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers on that one. I mean, I know there's that one report that says that he's a jerk. No, look, call him out for that COVID, the whole immunized bit, but no. But this is between Jalen Hurts and Tom Brady. And this is taking place in Raymond James Stadium, and I don't see this going both ways. I see this one as a complete blowout. I'm going to say right here, 35-17. Okay, I say complete blowout. I would have gone even worse on that one. I would have gone 38-7. But I'm going to go with 35-17, just to make it a little more interesting. We got to give the Eagles some credit. They got into the playoffs somehow, right? The fourth game, which is going to be taking place on Nickelodeon, by the way. They get to do another one. Last year they did it with the Bears and the Saints. Now they get to do it with the 49ers and the Cowboys. Which also means that Jim Nantz and Tony Romo are going to be calling that game in AT&T Stadium. That should be a classic one. Jimmy Garoppolo versus Dak Prescott. And I actually see this. This might be an actual shootout. This one might actually go 30-30 on this one. No, we don't do ties. We don't do ties in the playoffs. And I know I say 30-30, but what I mean is that this is going to be a 38-31 Cowboy win. Like, Prescott's going to have like 3 touchdown passes, 1 to CeeDee Lamb. You get 1 to CeeDee Lamb for sure. Jimmy G, give him credit. He has done a lot of work. He has helped reorganize the team. But, you're playing in a hostile environment that is AT&T Stadium. So I don't expect Jimmy Garoppolo to get out of there. Well, not necessarily unscathed, but he's going to put in a lot of effort for a loss. So, yeah, I'm going to say 38-31 Dallas over San Francisco. The Sunday night game, the 5th game in the docket, is between Pittsburgh and Kansas City. And this might actually be Ben Roethlisberger's last game. I know I'm trying to be melodramatic about. No, I'm not trying to be melodramatic. I'm being serious about this one. Sunday night may actually be Ben Roethlisberger's last game. Here's what I mean. He has put in a lot of effort. And when you're going to Gay High, how do you pronounce that? Gia Stadium at Arrowhead? Well, I'm just going to call it Arrowhead because that's where it is. It's an Arrowhead. But I think Patrick Mahomes has the weapons necessary. Sure, he had an off season. He hasn't been the same since the Chiefs lost to the Bucs last year. in Tampa at Super Bowl 55. I know I'm saying a lot on that one, but at the same time, it actually feels like this game is not going to. This game might not be as close as the Saints, but I would actually put that as a one touchdown game, just not the one touchdown you're thinking of. This is probably going to be a 35-27 Chiefs win. Patrick Mahomes, 3 touchdowns on the day. Ben Roethlisberger, 2 touchdowns and 2 picks to signal off his final game. The last game of the wild card on Monday night on ESPN, which is kind of funny. We're having Monday Night Football, a playoff game, together on ESPN. Yeah. But anyway, it's between the Arizona Cardinals and the Los Angeles Rams. And this one's going to be a very close battle. Kyler Murray versus Matthew Stafford. And Matthew Stafford, being in the playoffs for the first time in a long time since he was in Detroit. And he's also coming off an overtime loss against San Francisco in Week 18, which had seen 3 overtime games. And considering the fact that this has been the second 18-week season, the first one back in 1993, and I was a wee lad back then. I was a wee lad. But so is Kyler Murray. And Kyler Murray probably has what it takes to survive in SoFi. After all, you have a game scheduled there every year. So that's beside the point. But what I do see is that Kyler Murray has the weapons necessary to get the receivers out there. Matthew Stafford, look, I give him credit for bouncing back after all this turmoil, all this dismay that was going on in Detroit. But this would actually be Kyler Murray's show. Kyler Murray, 2 touchdowns. Matthew Stafford, also 2 touchdowns, but 1 pick. And I'm going to say it as Arizona 28-20 over Los Angeles, meaning that SoFi Stadium will be closed until Super Bowl 56 in February. So yeah, let me break it down for you. Las Vegas wins. Tampa Bay wins. Dallas wins. Kansas City wins. And Arizona wins. Those are my 6 picks for the wild card weekend. And I'll come back to you next week with the divisional rounds, where the Titans and the Packers will not be off for long.